Well, the Mariner road trip is taking them to Denver, Colorado. We're in the Rocky Mountain State. It's a beautiful day for baseball. First of 3 with the Rockies as we welcome you to Mariner baseball. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the Root Sports crew on hand here. Happy Felix night as Felix will take on youngster Eddie Butler. And this Colorado ball club can swing the bat. This will be a good test for Felix. Mariners come in having split the series at Minnesota. They come in on a nice high note. Let's take a look at the Mariner batting order for tonight.
Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. Leading off, it'll be Marte. 3 hits in yesterday's ball game for Marte. Seager, Nelson, Cruz, 3 consecutive games with the home run. He has been a hot hitter. Cano in the lineup. He is at second base today, batting cleanup. And it's Smith, Montero, Miller, Zunino, and yes, Felix Hernandez round out the 9 for the Mariners. For Butler on the year, 3-7 record, a 4.82 ERA, 36 strikeouts, 36 walks. That's a big number for him. Opponents hitting .314 off of Butler, and he's given up 9 home runs. And a look at the defense, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Parker in left field, Blackman the center fielder, and Carlos Gonzalez out and right. Arenado, the Gold Glover, at third. Reyes and LeMahieu playing up the middle. Paulson, the first baseman, and Nick Hundley will do the catching. For Eddie Butler in his last outing against the Cubs, he went 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. He threw 82 pitches.
The Rockies come home after losing 3 out of 4 at St. Louis as we get a chance to see Ketel Marte, and looking forward to seeing him, Mike, in center field tonight.
Well, he's a good athlete, and he'll be challenged tonight. This is one of the biggest outfields in baseball, so he's going to have to cover a lot of ground, but he has the speed to do that. He has not played a lot of outfield in the minor leagues, so this will be a good test for the young switch hitter.
Said they had a nice long conversation with Franklin Gutierrez. Seth Smith put it simply, just catch the ball. But there's a lot. This is huge.
Well, and I liked what Andy Vance liked. He was talking to Rick Riz, and Andy said, you just can never give up on the ball here. It will stay in the air longer than you think. Just continue to run after it, and you'll be able to make the catch. And he said the same thing. He's an athlete. Just go catch the ball.
Well, here we go. First pitch here in Denver. And it's in there for a strike. And this is also the first home game since they traded away the face of the organization, Troy Tulowitzki, to Toronto for Jose Reyes and some pitchers. Reyes at shortstop tonight.
It was a good day for Marte yesterday, picking up 3 hits. He was on base 4 times, also had a walk. We had a chance to see some of his speed. 2 infield hits for him.
Walt Weiss, good infielder with some good ball clubs from 1987 to 2000. He's the manager of the ball club. As this one bounces, DJ LeMahieu, and there's one out.
For Butler, he typically does not work deep into games. In fact, it's only been 4 times this year where he's been able to go 6 innings. Been really careful with his pitch count. In his last 3 outings, he went 82 pitches, 88, 85. So the Mariners, a good chance they're going to see quite a bit of the bullpen tonight.
Here's Kyle Seager. Kyle on some bad road, trying to end an 0 for 7, but all in all, having a good year. 266, 15 homers, 43 runs batted in. Mariners for the last year is Lloyd McClendon, skipper for the Mariners. Seager had a good series back in 2012, and the Mariners came in here and swept the Rockies. Outscored them 20-7, out-hit them 31-19. Home plate umpire tonight, Jerry Davis. Will Little at first, Marcus Patillo at second, and Phil Cuzzy at third. Couple of veterans, couple of young umpires on this crew. 2-1 pitch. Slap to left center field, and it gets over the center fielder's head, Charlie Blackman. He was loping back like he had it all the way, and it carried over his head. Seager ends up at second base.
A little bit surprising to see Blackman as Kyle Seager squares this fastball up. It's right on the outside corner. He gives it a good ride, but you're right. I think he would have been better off if he would just continue to run, but tried to jump in the air to make the catch. That'll be a double for Kyle.
So for Seager, it ends at 0 for 7. It's 23rd double. Second on the ball club to Cano. It brings up Nelson Cruz. People in Minnesota are happy to see him leave town. 9 for his last 18, 3 homers, 4 runs batted in. Got a 13-game hitting streak working, 24 for his last 59. That's how good he's going. There's the 0-1 pitch. Dinelli, and time is called. What was your experiences like playing here at the Mile High?
One, you have to take care of your breathing. There's going to be times where you're going to feel that you're short of breath, so you have to pay attention to that. 2, this is a big outfield here. So you have to know where the outfielders are at all times. Typically, you can score on a base hit. So if you get a decent lead out when you're out in scoring position, you should be able to score. And then lastly, the ball is in the air. You really have to pay attention because you'll get fooled here a lot. You think that it's going to land in a certain area because you're used to seeing it and it'll have an extra carry to it.
That was the thing that was so stunning about Blackman. This is his home field, and it looked like, he had it measured, and it got some retro rockets there.
You're right.
0-2 here to Cruz. Did not go, says Will Little down at first. 1-2. Home run Cruz hit yesterday. Bud McClendon marveling at it, as did Trent Jewett. Trent said it sounded like an explosive device went off. Here's the 1-2. Outside. Rick Rizzo and I were having a good time on radio with the 3-0 pitch that he hit. And Rico kept saying, how far can he hit it? Just swing away, let it rip. 3-0.
I hit it about halfway up the batter's eye.
2-2. Bounces one down to third. Arenado's one of the best third basemen in the business. It's 2 away.
That'll be a lot of fun to watch. Ian Kyle Seager last year, both of them winning the Gold Glove at third. And watch them make some plays.
Walt Weiss real high on his third baseman. Said he's pulled off some plays this last year and change that have just been incredible. Robinson Cano going to be the hitter now. 2 outs, runner at second. Good to have Robbie back in the field. Battled some abdominal strain issues. Kept him out of a couple of games. DH'd.
It'll be interesting to watch him in the field. Watching him yesterday as a DH on a couple of ground balls, he didn't appear to be running real well, and I know part of it he was just trying to take care of himself, but in the field you don't have that option. So it'll be interesting to watch him in this series.
Butler, 24 years old, out of Chesapeake, Virginia. First round pick. 46th overall back in 2012. Well, stroke base hit. Seager around third. He's going to score easily. Mariners have a 1-0 lead. Robbie Cano coming up with a big RBI, is 44th. And an early tally for the Mariners.
And this is good to see. Before Robbie hurt himself, he was really swinging the bat well, and he gets the Mariners on the scoreboard here. And this is what I was talking about, Dave. This ball is hit firmly to right field, but because you have to play so deep here, there is no chance for Gonzalez, who has a great throwing arm, to even make an attempt on Seager at the plate.
Siegs in the dugout, brings up Seth Smith, drafted by the Rockies. A lot of great memories he's had here. Homecoming for him. 9 homers, 28 runs batted in for Seth.
And the Rockies have the shift on with him hitting. Montero waiting on deck.
347 down the left field line, 390 to left center, 415 straight away. 375 right center and 350 down the right field line.
Big ballpark.
Hope you got your interval work in. Great numbers here in this ballpark. Seth got a piece of it. Ball and 2 strikes. Catcher's Nick Hundley. We've seen a lot of him during his time in San Diego. Mariners taking on their bitter rivals in the National League, the San Diego Padres. Long look by Butler. Here's the 1-2. Taking outside ball 2. Rockies have a home record of 24-27. 20-32 on the road. Two-two pitch. Chop foul.
Butler has not pitched well at home. His ERA just under 6. And already 20 pitches here in the first.
You talk to Colorado people. We can hit. Pitching, that's a whole nother story. Walt Weiss, 3rd year. Good infielder with Oakland, Florida, Colorado, and Atlanta. Here's the 2-2 to Seth Smith. And Seth, another good at bat, working the count. Jesus Montero on deck. Montero, back in 2012, he, like Seager, had a great series here in Denver. There's a 3-2 pitch. Cano takes off. Pitch is taken for ball 4, so Montero's going to come up 2 outs and 2 on.
Well, we showed the walk numbers for Butler. He can get wild at times. And it looked to me as if he didn't want any part of Seth Smith. A lot of change-ups down in the dirt. Did not want to give in to him and throw him a fastball.
It's interesting talking to Colorado people. They say it's so difficult for them to try to recruit, obviously, free agent pitchers to come here. They got to grow them or get them by trades. Here's Montero.
I can understand why. It's a difficult place to pitch. You know, we've talked about the offense for the Rockies. It's going to be really interesting to watch Felix work his way through this game and how many pitches it takes him. Try to get deep.
To the gap. A lot of people are going to run. Cano can cruise home. Right behind him, digging hard is Seth Smith. He's going to score. Jesus Montero picking up where he left off in 2012, a 2-run double. And the Mariners have a 3-0 lead. Montero 4 for 7 with a 430-foot home run last time the Mariners were here. And he's off on a good foot already.
And the Mariners 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position here in the first inning. We'll take a look at it. It's a first pitch fastball, middle end. And this is what we talk about with the gap. Seth Smith running hard the entire way. He knew if it was past the outfielders, he was going to score. And you take a look at the runners. Cano taking it easy. He's going to score easy. But look at Seth Smith. He's digging hard. Rich Donnelly waving him in. I know Lloyd is real happy with Montero. The work he put in, the dedication he has made, taking care of his body, the numbers he put up at AAA. And I think we're going to see a lot of him.
Those numbers made him come up.
That's right.
Here's Brad Miller. Saw Jesus before the game today. Said, my man, you look good running the first the other day, and you look good running. Remember, he had the double.
Yes.
And he said, a lot of hard work. He said, I said, what did you do today? A lot of core work and some sprinting. Very impressive.
And it shows.
Brad Miller. Puts hit ball 2. Brad's the 7th man to the plate here in the first inning.
Well, you can see right here, 25 pitches, just 12 strikes for him. is what you want to see. A lot of early run support with Felix taking the mound.
Two-oh pitch. Taken up high. On deck hitter, Mike Zunino. McClendon gonna like what we've seen so far. 3-0 pitch. There's a strike. Brad had a nice game on Friday. 6-1 Mariners. He had back-to-back sacrifice flies. Drove in 2 runs. Felix with an early lead before he even breaks a full sweat. Little looper. That's got a chance, and it will get down. And Montero's got plenty of time to score. RBI single, Brad Miller. 4-0 Mariners. Brad with his 34th run batted in.
And the Mariners, impressive. 3 for 4 with the runners in scoring position, and this is a fastball in the middle of the plate. Brad taking advantage of that 3-1 count.
And coming out on deck. This is for real now. We've seen him posing with the bat all season, Mike. Having a lot of last, but now it's for real.
Well, with the Mariners losing their DH yesterday, he was hoping to get a chance to hit. He was ready to pinch hit. I saw him in the dugout a couple of times. He was ready to go. And I know he was talking to Lloyd about it, too.
Things changed once he hit that home run against Santana a few years ago at Chase Stadium. He considers himself a bona fide slugger. 0-1 to Zunino. Mike hits one to left field, and that will conclude this inning, but it was a real good one. Plenty of offense for the Mariners. They send 8 men to the plate. A lot of stuff going on with Cano driving in a run, Montero driving in 2, Miller picking up a run. Felix, before he even crosses the white lines, has a 4-0 lead. Rockies coming to bat. Well, with their guy on the mound, they came properly attired today here in Denver. Felix Hernandez about to make his 22nd start against a good hitting lineup in a great hitting ballpark. Here's a look at the Rockies order.
Charlie Blackmon will lead things off, and then Jose Reyes, the former Blue Jay, he's in the lineup hitting second. Arenado, 26 home runs, that's 4th in the National League, but leads the National League with 80 RBIs. Carlos Gonzalez just named National League Player of the Month. The old back cleanup. LeMahieu, Paulson, Hundley, Parker, and Butler round out the 9 for the Rockies. And for Felix on the year, 12-game winner so far. ERA just over 3. In 137 innings, he has 131 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just .226 against Felix.
Here we go. First pitch for Felix tonight. In there for strike 1 to Charlie Blackmon. with Dustin Ackley having shaved, this might be the biggest beard among defenders, outfielders. That's even thicker than what Ackley had. You saw the pic. You saw the Ackley picture after he shaved. Like a choir boy.
Well, this will be interesting as you watch Felix today. We know about his fastball. He will be in the low 90s with tremendous movement. His changeup, one of the best pitches in the game. But he's been throwing his curveball more, and he's been using it more over each of the last couple of years. And in this ballpark, if you try to overthrow the breaking ball, it will not break as much as you expect it to. Felix's curveball is typically about 80 miles an hour, and he's used it a lot this year. It's been a really good pitch for him. The league is hitting just 123 off of this curveball, so it'll be interesting. He's thrown a couple, missed with the first one, was able to throw the other one for a strike, but we'll have to keep an eye on that and see how it reacts.
Well, Rick Waite's pitching coach. He's got a little extra buzz going with Felix on the mound, as that does everybody in the dugout. 2-2 here to Blackman. Last time out, Arizona was super aggressive going after that first pitch fastball. That one hit well right field. Into the gap. Cruz got to run it down. And Blackman, the leadoff double. That's his 20th double of the season.
And that was on the curveball. We'll take a look at it. It's going to be up in the zone. Not a lot of bite to that curveball, and Blackman takes advantage of it. Hits it hard into the gap.
Blackman 7th in hits in the National League. As you listen to the applause for Jose Reyes, team last week, Troy Tulowitzki. A trade that certainly stunned Tulo and a whole bunch of people. I was talking to Walt Weiss about that. So when you got the phone call, what did you think? He said, I was stunned like everybody else. Wasn't expecting the face of the franchise to get moved. But he said, we need pitching badly. Gotta have it.
Well, we have plenty of hitting.
Rockies dead last in the National League West behind the Dodgers, Giants, Padres, and Diamondbacks. 0-1 to Reyes. No, can't get it. Base hit. The first base hit at home and first RBI at home for the newest Rocky, Jose Reyes. Rocks on the board. It's 4-1.
Well, Reyes didn't take long for him jumping on board with the rest of the team. They hit .290 as a team with runners in scoring position. I think for pitching, and I've heard it a lot coming into this ballpark, you hear almost the same thing all the time. You have to pitch down in the zone. You have to be quick with your innings because you can get tired out there. Breathing is difficult at times. And lastly, you cannot worry about giving up a run or two if you're a starter because it's going to happen in this ballpark. Just hang in there.
Here's Arenado, third in the National League, 26 home runs, leads the league in RBIs with 80. What a year. Third in total bases. He's third in doubles. Third in slugging percentage. He's having a great year. Second in extra base hits. And third, runners in scoring position. Not the case right now, but just so you know, a .391 hitter. 1-1. Rockies got off to decent start in April, 11-10. Then they went to 11-16 in May, 12-17 in June, and 9-15 in July. Reyes can still motor. He's had his share of injuries over the last couple of years. But when he was with Toronto, 16 out of 18 in base stealing. Runner goes. Swing on, foul.
Yeah, pretty good jump that time. There's catch a break, getting the foul ball.
That is so true about long innings. Because after a while, man, again, you start working, and you start breathing hard, and then it catches up to you. Like the first time you played here, like just jogging out, probably didn't feel it maybe jogging out to your position, but like if you had to run the bags, is that when you felt it?
As you mentioned, as the game would go on, that's when you would start to feel it. Legs get a little bit heavier.
What a stop by Zunino. Wow. Did you see that?
I did see it. He's one of the best using his glove. So many times we talk about blocking the ball and keeping it in front of you, but you can see him making that play.
That was really
a lot of shortstops would be proud of that one.
Yes, you are. 2-2. Double and a single to start the Rockies first. Runner goes again. Pitch swung on and skied to right. Cruz got a good beat on it. Reyes will get back safely. One away.
Take a look at the rest of the defense for the Mariners, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Smith is in left field. Marte getting his start in center. Cruz out in right. Seager at third. Miller and Cano playing up the middle. Jesus Montero, the first baseman tonight, and Mike Zunino will do the catching.
Here's Carlos Gonzalez Cargo, National League Player of the Month for July. Been healthy this year. Over the last few years, hand and knee injuries really slowed him down. But month of July, hit 386, 34 for 88. 11 homers, 7 doubles, 24 runs batted in.
And all of the outfielders playing just in front of the warning track.
Felix ready with the 0-1. Backing up is Marte, his first opportunity. Two outs here in the first. Here's what Felix has done in interleague starts. His last start against Arizona. They attacked him early in the count, just about everybody for the first couple times through. His previous 10 starts in interleague play. Good stuff. 6-1 with a 1.56, only 13 runs allowed, and a .97 opponent's batting average. And only in Colorado could you get a great look like this. That's what that's the batter's eye. Holly Evergreen. It's a terrific look. And then you got the $5 bleacher seats on top. DJ LeMahieu, a left fielder. He's having a great year. Among the leaders in hits, he's third. Blackman's seventh in hits. Tied for sixth in on-base percentage. Cat and mouse game, Felix and Reyes.
I think watching Reyes, he's trying to get a walking lead on Felix, so holding the ball like Felix just did, he's done it a couple of times to him, is a good idea. You don't always have to throw over to first base. What you have to do is stop the lead of the base runner. You can see he'll continue to inch off.
And it goes back to what we talked about when we see teams with great speed. You as an infielder can relate to this. It changes a lot of dynamics.
Well, it does, especially in the middle of the diamond, because those guys are cheating and they know he's going to run at any time, and you have to make sure you're there on time, so you shorten the distance to the base to make sure you get there.
Miller on the left, Cano on the right. Reyes with a good lead. Felix ahead of 1-2. Runner goes. Pitch swung on and missed. Struck him out. So the Rockies get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and leave him in. We've played an inning and some scoring on the board here. Felix is going to lead off when we come back. fan photo. Use hashtag RTNW DataStrongFan. And you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Felix wanted to look a little more hitterish, so he loaded up with the bubble gum, get that chaw look in his mouth. Back in 2008, Johan Santana on the mound. And that's at Old Shea Stadium. Felix with the home run. Grand slam. Unbelievable.
His reaction to that is just, if he knew he hit it out of the ballpark, too. Admired it a little bit.
He gets another one. He's gonna flip the bat. You watch. Felix, Marte, and Seager, 9-1-2. And all the pitchers. Look at Taijuan Walker. He can't wait to hit on Wednesday.
It's like they're already laughing.
As many times
they are.
As many times as we've seen him posing with the bat, it's fun to see him up there. For real. He's in the bucket that time, 2-2. I'll never forget when he hit that home run. I was on radio side. Of course, Dave Niehaus at the time was still with us, and it was early in the game. And Rick Riz was doing the play-by-play, and they had a very short ceiling in the radio booth as Felix swings through. And I was sitting. Rick was so excited, he jumped up and almost hit his head on the ceiling and knocked himself out.
Now we'll take a look at it. Little slider. I think maybe Felix in his next at bat, they'll tell him to be a little more aggressive on the fastball early in the count. What do you think, Dave?
I think. Here's Marte. I want to see Marte. But with all the room you have here, let him get a gap shot. And
there's some triples out there.
Big first inning for the Mariners, 4 runs on 4 hits. No play for the left fielder, Parker.
Maybe this will change as he gets more comfortable, Dave, but it seems to me, and you saw a lot of him in spring training too, it seems that he's cut his swing down a little bit, not swinging as hard as he was in spring training. He's trying to put the ball in play.
He's got a great speed element to bring to this ball club, that's for sure. 1-1. And we both felt for him. Remember, in spring training, they had him at shortstop, and it seemed like he was rushing everything.
Early in camp.
That first week, 10 days. And we'll take Paulson right to the bag. 2 away. Hey, everybody, you're invited to join the club as a 2016 Mariners season ticket holder, where you're going to find exclusive benefits and opportunities. Now, if you'd like to test drive the Safeco Field seat, find a location that's just right for you, contact an account executive at 206-346-4001 or mariners.com/16. All right, these two pals, they're going to disagree for a couple hours here. One's a Rocky fan, kid on the right, Mariner fan. Kyle Seager doubled over the head of the center fielder Charlie Blackmon in the first inning. Came around and scored on the Cano single. Why not document your trip here to Coors Field? High fly ball, deep right center field. That baby's gone. Kyle Seager with a home run. His 16th of the year. So a 2-for-2 night for Kyle Seager. And he back at the scene of the crime from 2012 when he went 5 for 10. A triple, a homer, knocked in 5. Mariners have a 5-1 lead.
And for Kyle, his 16th home run on the season. And it looks like a fastball down and in. And a little cutter. Right to the back wall. Kyle's hit the ball hard twice, both times. Double and a homer.
That'll work. 6th home run given up to a left-hand hitter by Eddie Butler. He's breathing real hard, too. 0-1 to Cruz.
One of the things with the Mariners, the month of July, it was a good month for them offensively, and they had a lot of extra base hits. Cruz a big part of that, but hopefully that'll carry over into the month of August.
Kyle Seager with his 16th home run, RBI number 44.
Well, you could see him breathing hard in the dugout, couldn't you?
Mm-hmm. 2-1. Sit next to longtime trainer Rick Griffin. (3-1) here to Cruz. There's a drive, left field. It's gone! Boat stick, baby! Another home run for Nelson Cruz. His 30th of the year. RBI number 66. And the Mariners with an early rampage here in Colorado.
And Nelson Cruz is now homered in 4 games in a row. Like a fastball right on the inside corner. It's elevated about belt high. And that's exactly what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if that ended up jamming him a little bit.
Totally agree.
We haven't seen too many of his home runs that barely make it over the fence. Typically, they're way back. That one just cleared the fence.
Here's Cano. Pitch outside.
30 home runs here in the first week of August.
What a great signing that was. Cano hits one hard and foul.
Probably had a solid base hit his first time up, drove in the first run for the Mariners. We'll take another look at Cruz and see where he hits this on the bat as you look at our Alaska Airlines Supermo. That was in there a little bit.
0-1 to Robbie. Didn't have the sound, the explosive sound it had yesterday.
Right. Looks like they're looking at it. Now his hand.
Christian Bergman warming up in the Rockies pen.
Oh, with 2 outs here in the second inning, already 50 pitches for Butler. That's a lot of pitches.
Cano's got a 3-1 count. Bad start for Walt Weiss's club. This one popped up. Long run for Parker. And he's there to make the catch. Good stuff here for the Mariners in the second inning. Kyle Seager on an 0-1 pitch. Drives one out of here for his 16th home run. And then Cruz got a 3-1 pitch. And got it out of here as well. 6-1 Mariners in the second inning. Kyle Seager and Nelson Cruz go back-to-back. Gives the Mariners 120 home runs on the season. They started tonight 5th in the American League in that category. Ben Paulson, the first baseman, leads off, followed by Nick Hundley and Kyle Parker. Justin Morneau still on DL, still suffering some of the effects post-concussion syndrome from a couple of years ago. Did win the batting title last year, but boy, he can't stay healthy lately.
No, he hasn't been able to. And some people are wondering if this is going to be it for him. For Paulson, started the year in AAA. A line drive. Since he's been called up, he's rarely swung the bat well. 288 average for Paulson with 8 home runs.
Let's check it with Angie Mintic. Good to have the local kid back home. Good stuff. Congratulations. Here's Nick Hundley.
That was well done by Marte in center field, too. He was hustling over to that gap in a hurry. We're going to have to watch him closely tonight.
Good, strong throw in. First game in the big leagues in center field. See how he handles this one. Going back, feeling for the wall, and he's there to make the catch.
Hundley gives it a pretty good ride, but you can see him feeling. And Andy Van Slyke, I'm sure, watching him closely, too. Good job staying with it. He'll learn to run back. Put his hand out a little bit earlier right there. Put your hand out. Once your feet hit that warning track, that's when you want to do it. He had time to get back on that one, but those are little things that he and Andy Van Slyke, I'm sure, will work out.
One out, one on, bottom of the second. Felix with 1 strikeout, gave up a run on 2 hits in the first inning. Here's left fielder Kyle Parker. He was a quarterback at Clemson. Ahead of Taj Boyd, and then decided, you know what, baseball's pretty good. I think that's what I'll do. Who did he room with? Russell Wilson in Asheville, North Carolina, in the minor leagues. Ranger system.
We're talking about Marte in center field. One of the other things that is going to be hard for him the first few times that he goes out there is where he's supposed to throw the baseball when you have base runners out there. Hit your cutoff man, throw to the right base. Sometimes later in games, you have to keep the double play in order, not be so aggressive on the lead runners. Those are all things that he's going to have to think about.
Well, one thing for sure, certainly not an infielder's glove, that's for sure, but athletically, he's so far ahead of the curve, that's going to be a big help.
Yep, I agree.
3 pitches. Parker's gone. Second strikeout for Felix. 2 down.
And this looks like the changeup from Felix, 89 miles an hour. Let's be the pitcher, Eddie Butler. I wonder if Felix will treat him the same way. Butler threw Felix a couple of breaking balls. I wonder if Felix threw him that curveball, buckle him a couple of times.
Let's see what the first pitch is. This with the fastball. One for 19 for Eddie. There's a strike. Piece of it, stays fair. Zunino pounces all over it. Nice job by Mike. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. 2 complete here in Denver. 6-1 Mariners. Seattle Mariners baseball here on Root Sports, being brought to you by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. Big country here in the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. First of three, Mariners have an early lead for the King. Felix Hernandez 6-1 as Seager and Cruz went back-to-back with solo home runs in the second inning. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, and Root Sports crew, and Felix so far with 2 strikeouts in the first 2 innings.
We talked about fastball command. It looks as if Felix has it tonight. We've seen some pretty good changeups from him, too. Seth walked in his first plate appearance.
Seth Smith, Jesus Montero, and Brad Miller, 5, 6, and 7 here for the Mariners. They put the shift on against Seth. Looks at a strike.
Here's an interesting note on Eddie Butler, the starting pitcher for the Rockies. Most starts beginning a career with 6 innings pitched or fewer and 5 strikeouts or fewer since 1914.
Oof.
He is at 16 now, and it looks like he's going to go to 17, which will tie him for second with Dustin Mosley. But I found it interesting because our very own Joe Beimel is number 1 on the list 23 times. Joe Beimel, 6 innings or fewer, 5 strikeouts or less to start a career.
Nice, Joe B.
We looked at it. Joe was with Pittsburgh, right?
Yep, 1991, I believe. Double check, but I believe Mr. McClendon was the skipper that year.
He's done a great job for the Mariners pitching out of the bullpen. And probably a little bit disappointed he wasn't with the club at the start of the year, but the Mariners figured it out and were able to get him back out in the pen.
Boy, I tell you what. Seth a little late on that one. Guys in the bullpen were really bummed out when Joe. He was like a father figure to those guys last year, so he was welcomed open arms when he came back. Stick around after the game for Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. And we'll no doubt hear from Lloyd. Hopefully it'll be, as we say over on the radio side, a happy recap.
Well, I know, aside from Joe just pitching well, one of the things that Lloyd really appreciates about Beimel and his efforts is when the bullpen was spent. There were a number of times where Beimel probably should have had the day off, but gave him an inning or two when he was able to as Montero pops this ball up.
Reyes makes the play. And what did he tell us in Baltimore? I'm going to pitch till 50.
Yeah, he's going to pitch till he's 50. Hey, he's left-handed. He throws strikes. He can change speeds. I'm not going to doubt him.
Yeah. Hey, and he come in and get the 1 or 2 tough lefties every 6th, 7th inning?
Yeah.
Joe, atta baby.
Takes great care of himself, so
Boy.
Well, stay away from any injuries, and he might have a chance.
He was posting stuff on social media during the wintertime. We were back and forth. He was showing squats and deadlifts, and he was getting after it. It was impressive. Brad Miller, 1-0. RBI single, first time up. Line drive, left field, backs up Parker. And look at this! It left the yard!
I told you, you have to stay with it here.
It looked like he just put a basic swing on it. Good for Brad Miller, his 9th home run. Second RBI tonight. He's got 35 on the season.
You're right. And even watching Parker, his first couple steps, it looked as if he had a beat on it. Next thing you know, it's in the seats. So good for Brad. Take a look at the swing.
Really good swing.
Yeah, it was. Stay behind it. Nice. Let the ball travel.
Zunino, center field for Blackman. 3rd home run of the night by the Mariners, and they enjoy a big early lead here in Colorado, 7-1. as we play the bottom of the third inning. Time now for our CenturyLink. What's next at Vidal Nuno? First start of the season. We saw him pitch very effectively when he was a Yankee against the Mariners about 3-4 years ago. Goes against John Gray, making his big league debut. Then Taijuan Walker against Chris Rusin.
Watching Nuno take some batting practice today, and he looked pretty good as you take a look at Brad Miller. Brad homered, top of the third inning for Brad, his 9th home run. But Nuno looked okay in the cage.
All right. I like it.
Yeah.
Top of the order, and Charlie Blackmon leading off. Charlie with a double to right. Scored on the Reyes single. First inning.
Felix so far in good shape with his pitch count. 31 pitches, 23 strikes. Really like to see him pitch deep into this game with Nuno going. We're not sure how far he's going to be able to make it tomorrow, getting his first start of the year for the Mariners. So you have to assume a number of the guys in the bullpen will pitch in tomorrow's game.
Good looking breaking ball, called a strike. Felix will take it, 2-2. Felix looking for his first win. It's the 24th of July. 7 innings against Toronto. 6 hits and 2 runs in that game. Miller backhand. And safe.
Oh,
wow.
Blackmon did an excellent job of running through the bag right there. Take a look at Brad out at short. Able to make the backhand. He knows that Blackmon get down the line, so he gets rid of it quickly with something on it. But Blackmon again running straight through the line. So many times we see the guys get the choppy steps, but he was able to stride all the way through it. Looks like that will be an infield hit for him.
2 for 2 night for Charlie Blackmon. Gives him 117 hits. Paul Goldschmidt of Arizona leads the National League with 126 hits, and D. Gordon of Miami 125. Here's Reyes. His former team, Toronto Blue Jays, got a brilliant performance from David Price today. 8 innings, 11 Ks, retired the last 15 that he faced. Got out of a 4th inning bases loaded jam and didn't give up a run. A huge crowd in Toronto on a beautiful day. Long hold here by Felix. Toronto beating Minnesota Twins.
Colorado in the middle of the pack as far as stealing bases. They are 8th in the National League.
Blackmon's 29 out of 39. Good move by Felix. Blackmon had a good lead. Don't worry about Blackmon with 29. Reyes had 16 over in the American League. LeMahieu's got 13. Want to know to Reyes, RBI single to right, first time. Here's the 1-0. Stop back. Felix got up to the great start, 4-0 in the month of April with a 1.82 ERA. Came back in May, 4-1 with a 2.00. Good quick hands by Cano. They turn 2, yes sir. Felix has a long list of achievements, and he's closing in on another. Most strikeouts before the age of 30. Look at this list. Walter Johnson, Sudden Sam McDowell, Bert Blyleven, Nolan Ryan. One away from tying the Express. Ryan Blyleven and Walter Johnson, all Hall of Famers. Sam McDowell had a very good career. Here's Nolan Arenado.
That was such a good play by Cano at second base to get the double play. It was hit hard by Reyes. You can see him sidestep a little bit, give some ground, and almost catch the ball behind him. And in the same motion, quickly get it to Brad, knowing that both runners can really get down the line. Turned it into an easy double play, but a difficult catch.
And that little short hop maneuver, but you don't see many guys who can pull that off. Like you said, I like the way he gave ground too. It softened it up for him, right?
Yeah, it did. And it also, if you watch him, he continues his motion to get the ball to Brad. There was no hesitation. Didn't bobble the ball at all. Just really, like he usually is, really smooth about it. But it was a difficult hop that he was able to handle.
3-0 to Arenado. 3-hole hitter for the Rockies. There's a strike. Looks carefully to Arenado. First walk issued by Phillips.
Now we'll have to deal with one of the hottest hitters in baseball, Carlos Gonzalez. Mariners will put the shift on with Gonzalez hitting.
You know, every year we go to Boston, we talk about no lead is safe. It seems like it's 10 times that here, right?
It is. If you get up, Mariners have to continue to add on. Things can happen quickly here.
Gonzalez flied out. Center field was Marte's first catch as a center fielder. Long run for Seth Smith. Can't get there. Base hit. Slamming on the brakes. At second base is Arenado. Gonzalez with a base hit. Outfielder's playing deep.
Well, looks like Felix able to jam him a little bit, but he fights it off. A flare down the left field line. We'll bring up DJ LeMahieu. Talked about Gonzalez in the month he had of July. LeMahieu hit 400 in the month of July. That was third in the National League, tied with Buster Posey. Hit safely in 20 of 23 games, so he's been a hot hitter himself.
Rockies started the day tied with the Giants atop the National League with the best batting average and third in scoring in the big leagues behind Toronto and the Yankees. Toronto at 5.29 a game, Yankees at 4.92, and Colorado at 4.55 runs per ball game.
Well, we talked about it with the Rockies coming into the game hitting .290 with runners in scoring position, and so far 1 for 1 in this one. Reyes with a base hit to drive in the 1 run for the Rockies.
Seen some teams with good batting averages, runners in scoring position. Minnesota's 278.
A lot of teams. Tigers were in that 275, 280 range, I think. Kansas City does a good job of hitting with runners in scoring position.
He did go. This is home plate umpire Jerry Davis. Strikers 279 at one point.
I think that's a good call. Definitely a good call.
Felix ahead of LeMahieu 0-2. Ball 1. 2 strikeouts for Felix, 1 walk. Giving up a run on 5 hits. Boyd McClendon saw his ace get out of the box the first 2 months with an 8-1 record. 4-5 over the last 2 months. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He ties Nolan Ryan now. And coming up for the Mariners, Felix Hernandez will lead things off. Second time he's led off an inning. Followed by Marte and Seager. That wouldn't be bad. Thanks, Angie. Felix leading off. Here in the fourth, Mariners have scored in each of the first 3 innings. 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Felix followed by Marte and Seager. Chopper in front, Hundley goes out. Felix.
I mean, Felix doing the right thing, knowing he was going to be out. Didn't try to run too hard right there. We talked a lot about trying to breathe here, and he's on a pretty good run on the mound, so that's the most important thing for him.
And hopefully Marte will take his time getting to the batter's box right now, and he's doing that. Bring the family out, the whole family. Bring them out to the ballpark and save. Score 4 tickets, hot dogs, and Pepsis for one low price. The Safeco Insurance invites you to do more with a Grand Slam family package. Next event's coming up Tuesday, August the 11th against the Orioles. Pick up your tickets at Mariners.com. Tell Marte, third time, he's 0 for 2. Told you about that Toronto 5-1 win over Minnesota. They're hot. Another team that's scorching hot, the New York Mets swept Washington to tie for first place. Bouncing ball, second baseman LeMahieu throws out Marte. The Mets at Miami have a 12-0 eighth inning lead.
Let's take a look at Kyle Seager having a good night, 2 for 2 with a double and a home run. And here's a look at the home run. It's down and in. It's out to the back of the bullpen. Kyle's 16th home run on the year.
2 for 2 night, double and a home run. Meanwhile, Texas 11-3 lead over Houston. Top 4, Adrian Beltre is already a home run shy of the cycle. McCullers did not get out of the first inning for Houston. Rangers starting tonight, 3rd place, 8 games behind the Astros. Angels 4 back. Ground ball to LeMahieu. And an inning of 7 pitches for Butler to get out of it through the 4th inning. Mariners have a nice lead for Felix, 7-1. standings. Angels have seen nothing but #1 pitchers for the last 6 days. Go get them, boys.
Well, that hasn't worked out too well for him.
Man, they had Greinke and Kershaw and McHugh and Kazmir. Noah left a couple of guys out, but all #1s. Beautiful purple mountains out there.
Well, the Mariners #1, pitching pretty well tonight. Giving up 1 run through the first 3 innings. Gave up the first run in the first. It was a leadoff double, then a base hit after that. Pretty good. Just a couple of hits since then. 47 pitches for Felix.
Oh boy, duck for cover down there, 0-2.
Paulson had a base hit his first time up.
Jason Castro, a grand slam for the Astros. So it's now Texas 11, Houston 7. Strike 3 called. Felix back-to-back Ks gives him 4 on the evening. Come celebrate Blue Moon Night this Friday at Safeco Field. You can enjoy happy hour pricing up until first pitch at the Coors Light Rail Bar at the Pen. I'm a big fan of that product, Michael. Here's Nick Hundley, wide to center. All the movement last week, trade deadline. When Cespedes goes to the Mets tonight, he's driven in 4 runs as the Mets have a big lead on the Marlins. Through the hole, base hit. Nick Hundley.
Nick Hundley's hit the ball hard a couple of times tonight. As this base hit through the hole on the left side, hit it hard. His first time up, hit the ball deep to center field. Marte was able to make the catch up against the fence. He'll pick up a base hit.
Brings up the former Clemson quarterback Kyle Parker. Struck out on 3 pitches first time. Infield up the middle, double play depth. Mariners turn 4-6-3 double play in the 3rd. Just joining us, it's been an offensive bonanza for the Mariners. First inning RBIs by Cano, 2 for Montero, 1 for Miller. Home runs by Seager and Cruz back to back in the 2nd. Home run Miller in the 3rd. Felix so far, 4 strikeouts. Walked 1. But Clendon still insists this team has a run in it. Interesting to see what happens here as this one shoots through the hole past the diving Cano. Digging for 3rd and getting there is Hundley. Parker had the count in his favor, capitalized. Now the Rockies have runners at the corners.
And we're going to get a pinch hitter for the pitcher as you take a look. Right through the right side of the infield. Good effort by Cano, and he looked like he was able to get up off the ground in good shape. Again, he's had to miss a few days with some injury, but he looks all right.
So Drew Stubbs is going to be the pinch hitter for the Cincinnati Red. The Rockies, after the strike 3 called on Paulson, come back with 2 base hits. Good numbers. Pinch hitting this year.
The Rockies so far 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position.
Seager will throw to first. Can't get him. Everybody safe. Run scores.
That'll be an infield hit. Really a great play by Kyle. You'll see him right down the line, and he's able to make the backhanded play, but wasn't able to get the handle on the ball right away. Had to regroup, and by then Stubbs runs well. He's a center fielder. Now not able to throw him out.
RBI infield single, Drew Stubbs. It's his 10th RBI of the season.
And now you get back to the top of the lineup. Blackman 2 for 2.
7-2 ball game. Blackman a double to right and an infield hit. Base run is Kyle Parker at second. Drew Stubbs at first. Montero gets the middle run. Felix covering, and Brad Miller decides to hold on. Nice play by Montero.
We saw him in spring training, and he's just learning the position. Was having a tough time. But good reaction on this ball. Hit to his left. Makes it cleanly. Makes a strong throw. Former catcher, he has a good arm. Brad Miller doing the right thing. Felix wasn't quite to the base yet. Didn't want to try to throw it on the run and cause all kinds of problems. Better off to just eat it there. So good decision by Brad.
2 outs. Runners at the corners. Jose Reyes. An RBI single and bounced into a double play. Two-out jam here for Felix. Foul ball. Reyes playing in his first home game as a Rocky after the trade with Toronto that brought him here. Sent Troy Tulowitzki up to Canada. There is some buzz roll. Renee Latchman is the bench coach for Walt Weiss. Walt, he was with Oakland. Latch was coach there. Here's a dunk shot that's going to score a run here off the bat of Reyes. And getting to third. Parker scores. Getting to third is Blackman. And they're just sort of nickel and diming their way back in this game here. RBI for Reyes.
Man, that can happen here. We talked about the outfield. Everybody was talking about the ball carrying, and it will do that, but the outfielders have to play so deep that you'll see a lot of these little flares fall in. Outfielders have to cover a lot of ground in this ballpark.
They do.
Rockies, we mentioned, I think 290 as a team with runners in scoring position at the start of this game. They are now 3 for 5.
Reyes has driven in 2 runs here tonight. It's a 7-3 ball game. Dangerous hitter in Arenado. Runner takes off. Throw wide. Stolen base. Reyes. His second as a Rocky.
And this is an easy steal for him. Pretty good pitch for Mike to throw on, but no chance. Cano doing the right thing, catching the ball out in front of the bag.
Stopped by Zunino. Inning started with a strikeout looking, then back-to-back base hits. Infield RBI for Stubbs, the pinch hitter. Blackman reached on a fielder's choice. Moved the runner up. Reyes, RBI single, and stole second. Down the line, foul. Been here for the 4th inning. It's our 3rd time here since 09. But the baseball axiom, game speeding up. Boy, does that happen here in this ballpark. My goodness. Off the end of the bat, Felix flips, and that'll do it. So the Rockies pick up 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors, leave a couple. It's a 7-3 Mariner lead. Night of home runs in the early going here. Here's Kyle Seager leaving the yard. That's in the 2nd inning. Nelson Cruz booms one out. And Brad Miller looked like it was going to be a line drive to left, and it carried out of the ballpark. Check out the guy on the left. He's a Mariner fan, a King Felix t-shirt on. And it could have been such a great story. He dropped the ball. Bummer.
A great effort, though.
Absolutely.
Had to lean over the rail, reach down. It went right out the end of his glove. Good try.
And he was prepared with the glove, and a well broken in glove, too. Looked like he's in ready position. Gotta like it. Here's Cruz.
Well, Dave, one of the things we were talking about is things can happen in this ballpark, and we can see the Rockies trying to work their way back in it. Best offensive club in the National League, and so the important thing, continue to add on if you're the Mariners.
New pitcher, 27-year-old Christian Bergman, out to Altadena, California.
Bergman, good fastball. He'll be right around 90 miles an hour. Mix in a changeup, slider at 86, 2-seamer, again around 90. Occasional curveball from him.
Bounces that one. 2-2. Cruz with a ground out and a home run on a 3-1 pitch in the 2nd inning. His 30th of the season. RBI number 66. Hit hard, base hit. Just keeps on coming. Nelson Cruz started the night 6th. Batting average in the American League, 2nd in total bases, 3rd in hits. What a year.
And we've seen this a lot from him. Of course, the home runs, but he also hit the ball the other way.
Joins the 30 home run club. Junior did it 6 times. He'll be on the Hall of Fame next year. Alex, the Bone, Brett Boone, Richie Sexton, Edgar, Raul, Norman Thomas, Russell Brandon, Tito Martinez, and Paul Sorrento. Cano, a 1st inning RBI single and a foul out to left in the 2nd inning.
The Rockies have the shift on right now. In that first swing, it looked like Cano was trying to hit the ball the other way. Fouled it off, and there you can take a look at the defense for the Rockies.
Way out front.
We were talking about it at the start of the game, and the Rockies having a tough time getting free agent pitching to come here. And one of the other things to think about, Dave, is, and we've talked about it a lot over the last few weeks with the Mariners bullpen being spent, but the Rockies bullpen has an opportunity to work a lot. And if you're a starting pitcher, there's going to be plenty. That's probably more than anywhere else. Or Walt Weiss is going to look at you and say, I need you to go another inning or two, and you're already getting shelled, and that's really going to hurt your ERA. But they probably asked him to do it more here than anywhere else, I would imagine.
Yeah. And everybody's agent knows it.
Yeah.
No DH the last 2 days. Good to have him back in the field. 1 for 4 yesterday. And 0 for 4 on Saturday. Way outside. Mariners 4 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Rockies with a run in the first and 2 in the fourth. 1-2 pitch, hammered center field, long run. Blackman on the track makes the catch. 1 out, 1 on. Here's Angie Mente. All right, Angie, thank you. He hit a rocket, Donaldson, a right field rocket, got a pitch away from him, but got the barrel to it. That team is so hot right now, it's amazing.
What a year he is having.
Is that Smith, the hitter? Looks like strike 1. Smith tonight, a walk and run scored in the first, a strikeout leading off the third.
Speaking of Donaldson, did you hear what he said after the game when they had all the problems with Kansas City doing all the nonsense of Volquez going at? Did you hear what he said? It was great. I thought he answered it perfectly. Volquez had hit him, and they were talking to him about it, and Donaldson basically said, I've played enough. I've been hit on purpose enough times. I know when somebody's trying to hit me. And they said, well, did you want Volquez to get thrown out of the game? He goes, no, I thought he was good hitting.
That's great. The middle, Reyes will flip third base. That's a 6-5-3 double play. First double play turn tonight by the Rockies, but the Mariners have a 7-3 lead. Another note here, 7-3 lead. Mariners in the first of 3 here in Colorado. Geico, this date in history. Robert Moses Lefty Grove shuts out the Yankees 7-0. First time the Yankees have been shut out since August 2 of 1931. Lefty Grove with the A's at that time, right before Connie Mack sold off that great teams, the great teams he had of 29, 30, and 31, sold them off because of depression. Carlos Gonzalez to lead it off. He'll be followed by DJ LeMahieu and Ben Paulson. 1 for 2 night for Cargo. Player of the month of July in the National League. Good pitch by Felix.
He's had a good changeup again tonight, and it starts with his fastball command. You see 65 pitches, 45 strikes. He's in really good shape with his pitch count. Mariners have the shift on with Gonzalez hitting. Kyle Seager on the right side of the infield.
There's the 0-2. He's able to check his swing. Phil Cuzzy agrees with Jerry Davis. Swing and a miss. Felix records his 5th strikeout. 1 away here in the 5th inning.
And this looked like his fastball at 92 miles an hour. We'll take a look at the swing, chasing this pitch well off the plate.
Felix with 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. Giving up 3 runs on 9 hits. Hard foul right side. DJ LeMahieu has struck out twice. Deal 1. Couldn't catch up to that one.
And another well-located fastball just off the inside corner. Good movement on it, running it in on the hands of LeMahieu. Tied him up.
Waits, pitching coach. I'm sure his blood pressure goes down a lot when Felix is out on the mound. Well, he's working that gun pretty hard.
He's aware of this ballpark too.
Yeah. 1-2. You have a real good year. Told Adrian Beltre just hit a home run, so that gives him the cycle for this evening. 3rd time in his career. Lead now for Texas, 12-7. They play at home at Globe Life against the Houston Astros. 12 runs on 15 hits. There it is.
5th inning.
Yeah. Strike 3 called. Back-to-back Ks for Felix, who struck out 6 as we play here in the 5th. And he's gotten LeMahieu 3 times. Quick 2 outs in the 5th, and make sure you enjoy a summer soundtrack with visuals to match when you join us for the final fireworks night of the season. That's coming up Friday, August 21st. It's all thanks to Seattle City Light and moving 92.5. After the game, we're going to light up the sky with the show set to your favorite songs of the summer, so get your ticket to Mariners.com. And Paulson, single to center and a strikeout looking. Outside for ball 2. Did you notice over here on the TV side, Rick and I noticed it over on the radio side, we were picking up Paul Molitor was talking it up as much as I've heard any skipper this year.
Well, you can definitely hear him. Young ball club is, he's
he was
not taking a break.
No, not at all. I applaud him. I mean, he was encouraging everybody. That was great. I mean, and constant. It wasn't just every now, here and there. I mean, he was picking everybody up. 2-1. Boy, he pulled string there. Woo!
It's pretty much the way Paul played the game, too, so not much of a surprise. We were talking about Felix's curveball at the start of the game. It has not been a problem for him. He hasn't thrown as many, but when he has thrown them, they've been pretty good.
2-2 pitch. Easy play for Felix. Underhand to Montero in a 1-2-3. Fifth inning for Felix Hernandez. He's run a strikeout total to 6. Coming up, Brad Miller, followed by Mike Zunino. Denver. Mariners playing the first of 3 here against the Rockies as we take a look at the Mariners calendar brought to you by Sleep Country USA. 3 great days here in Denver. It'll be a day tilt on Wednesday. A day off at home for the Mariners. The Rangers come in, followed by the Baltimore Orioles, and then a day off in Boston. And our final look at the Red Sox on the next road trip. And for Boston, it's been a tough season. They're 13 out, last place in the East. Jesus Montero going to lead things off. The first inning 2-run double extended his hitting streak to 5 ball games. Second time up, he popped out to the shortstop. Jesus going to get plenty of opportunity to play here coming down the stretch. This is game number 107 for the Mariners.
I think we'll see him at first, obviously, as he is tonight. He'll also get a chance to DH some. And I think he's earned it. He did everything they asked him to do, and he put up the numbers in AAA to work his way back. He's earned the opportunity.
It's a terrific comeback after the dust-up he had with the scout last year in the minor leagues. Throwing an ice cream sandwich at him. That proved to be pretty ugly in the undoing of that scout. No longer employed by the ball club. Absolutely tip your cap to Jesus Montero. A baby daughter that changed his life as well. He enjoys the daily physical regimen that he goes through. That is a fair ball. Nice play by Arenado. They see it every night here at Coors Field. Quality third baseman.
And an accurate throw. You can see how far off the line he is, and this ball is going to go right over the bag at third. Catches it in foul territory and a strong arm. A lot of times you'll see a third baseman, they'll try to bounce it. But Arenado, plenty of arm to throw it all the way across the diamond. Make it an easy play for Paulson, the first baseman.
One out here in the top of the 6th. Have a night, Brad Miller. RBI single and a homer. Fouls this one off. 0-2. Christian Bergman on in relief of Eddie Butler. Good chasing. Hundley will throw Paulson. 2 away. Want to win tickets to Jamie Moyer Bobblehead Day this Saturday? Text Moyer to 71532, 71532, and you can win 2 tickets in the commissioner's box, plus your very own 7-inch collectible of the winningest pitcher in Mariners history. Good to have all the boys back for that one. We are here in 2012. Jamie was still pitching for these Rockies. I'm talking to him out there.
That's something, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was 50. Zanino in an 0-2 hole. A couple of flyouts for Mike tonight. A 7-3 lead for the Mariners. Nice to have some more. Long run into the corner for Cargo. Mike ready for another hit here. He's 0 for his last 7. High.
Well, he had a pretty good run for a while. What was it, a 10-game hitting streak for him?
Great. Outstanding. Career best.
Let's see if we can get another one started here tonight.
He went into Saturday's game with a 10-game hitting streak, went 0 for 3 and ended there. It was a good run for him, 13 for 36 during that time.
Well, you see it every day, and I was watching it again today. He was outside the cage talking to Edgar Martinez the whole time. Stick with the program.
You notice that he's maybe shortened up a little bit on the swing with 2 strikes?
He has a little bit, but I think more than anything, he's convinced that he has to let the ball travel, something that Edgar is really big on. Let the ball travel, see it first. And what we've seen is, although he'll still chase some pitches, everybody does. He was chasing so many early on. I think he just wants to make sure he sees the baseball. That pitch right there, that would have been a problem for him earlier. He takes it. He thought he had a walk, but now it's 3-2.
I was wondering what he was doing.
Guys in the dugout like it. A lot of pitches there. Nelson Cruz. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
Fly ball left field for Parker. Mariners are gone 1-2-3. In the 6th, Mariners and Felix lead 7-3. All right, Angie and Bill, thank you very much. Huge yard here, no question about it. Look at it.
Well, and the other thing, and I agree with everything that Bill just said, but you also have to consider this Colorado team, first in average, first in runs, first in slugging, first in doubles, first in triples. I mean, they do a lot of damage themselves. So where Felix is at right now, pretty good. 81 pitches. I agree with Bill's fastball command has been good.
Miller charging. Can't make the play. Make sure you follow the Mariners wherever you are. MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. So get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. It is a great thing to have. Infield hit there for Nick Hundley, the former San Diego and Baltimore catcher. Kyle Parker playing just his 4th game being called up.
As you look at Felix in his curveball tonight, he has not thrown it as much, but he's been able to throw it for strikes. 14 curveballs, 11 of them for strikes through 5 innings.
Ball for strike.
That's a good curveball down at the bottom of the strike zone.
Swing and a foul tip into Zunino's glove. That's strikeout number 7 for Felix. Away here in the 6th.
And this is the changeup. He's just going to run it right under his hands. Good movement on the changeup, 89 miles an hour.
We showed you stats at the opening of the show. Felix bouncing back after a loss where he gives up 4 runs. He's pretty much on schedule right now. Bergman, pitcher, strike.
And again, I think that if you look at this ballpark, and we've talked about it a lot, and consider the lineup that he's up against, he's really pitched well.
Indeed goes, says Jerry Davis. 0-2.
And so far for Felix, doing what he's supposed to. Every pitch this inning has been a strike. Continuing to work ahead.
There's some Mariner fans doing their K chant. Foul tip. On the tip, 2 strikes. Another strikeout victim. That's number 8. Was not one of the more sterling bunting attempts we've seen this year.
He's a relief pitcher. I wonder how many times he's been asked to go to home plate.
Probably, I don't know, 9th grade.
Probably.
Top of the order, Charlie Blackmon. Double infield base hit, reached on a fielder's choice. Runner goes, great jump, throw by Zunino. It is not in time. Stolen base for Nick Hundley, his 5th.
Now let's take a look at it. Gets a pretty good jump. Not a bad pitch to throw on, and looks like he's in there. Second stolen base for the Rockies tonight.
Reyes got 1 in the 4th. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Count 0-1 to a good hitter, Charlie Blackmon. Get out play.
Rockies tonight's ball game 3 for 6 with runners in scoring position.
Walked into the ballpark. It reminded me of our 09 visit. Remember, a storm blew in. Roy Corcoran, little guy from Louisiana, was on the mound. Looked like a cloud hovered over the ballpark. It looked like it was going to suck him up into a spaceship. Remember that?
I do remember that.
June 14th of 09. There's a funnel cloud not too far from the stadium. We had all kinds of colors in the sky that night. That was pretty colors. Here in the Rocky Mountains. Rocky Mountain area. 1-2. Digger can't get it. Bounces by him. Blackman's going to score. Digging for 2. And he's in there. That was Hundley scoring with Blackman digging for 2, getting an RBI. That's his 3rd hit for Charlie Blackman.
Second double. And we'll take a look at a pitch right on the outside corner, and he hits it inside the bag with the left-handed hitter. Seager playing well off the line, as he should be, but Blackman hitting it down the line for a double.
7-4, and it is imperative as we eventually move to the Mariners' 7th. They get some more runs. They've not scored the last 3 runs after scoring in each of the first 3 innings.
And Felix now at 92 pitches.
Way out in front is Reyes. He's got a 2 for 3 night, 2 runs batted in. Reyes driven in 2, Blackman 1, and also a run driven in by Drew Stubbs. Coach, pitching coach, Martinez, Rick Waite, respectively. Plenty concerned right now. 7-4. There's to Reyes. Oh, that's a beautiful. 1-2.
He's throwing him 2 really good curveballs. Both strikes on the curve. And then we'll take a look at the last one. We heard Bill Kruger talking about keeping the ball down, and he's been able to do that tonight. That one down out of the strike zone, but gets him to chase it.
Two outs, a run in, a runner at second, and a 1-2 count here to Reyes. One-two pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Second start for Felix, a 6-time All-Star. Steps off again. Felix's spot due up in the order leading off the 7th. Highly doubtful we'll see him there.
Well, this next pitch will be 97 for him.
Here's the 2-2. Not bad. Here we go, 2-2. He was putting up a fight.
That was a pretty good fastball, and Reyes able to basically hit it out of Zunino's glove. He was so late on it. Right on the outside corner. That is an emergency hack right there, just trying to stay alive. He's also working on Felix's pitch count. It'll be the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
Really shorten up his stroke. Pitch. In and out of Zunino's glove. Looked like it hit Jerry Davis.
We'll take a look at it. Foul ball. I think it hits him Yeah, right in the shoulder. Felix now 99 pitches. He has thrown a lot of strikes tonight. 71 strikes out of the 99 pitches, only 28 balls for him.
Here we go, 2-2, one more time. Looper. Miller going back, makes the play. Big out. A run on 2 hits, no errors, a man left. To the 7th we go, and will Felix bat or not? We're going to find out shortly. Right after this. Mariners baseball here in Root Sports, being brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Jack in a Box, for a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Dave Sims and Mike Flowers with the beautiful city of Denver, Colorado. And Felix will swing the bat against Christian Bergman, who came on in relief in the 5th inning of starter Eddie Butler.
I think that's a situation where Felix maybe talked his way into staying in the game.
It's going to hang up in the air. Cargo can't get it. Good effort.
Felix is at 100 pitches, and in that last inning, he had to work hard through 22 pitches, 19 strikes in that last inning. So we'll take a look at him swing the bat.
Wanted it, and it did go foul. Felix struck out, tapped out in front of him. Plate, put in play.
Hit it hard.
One out here in the top of the 7th. Make sure you join us for EQC Girls Night Out. It's coming up this Friday when the Mariners take on the Rangers at 7:10. Just $40. You're going to get a main or terrace club seat, a great-looking Mariners cap, and your first drink. Go to mariners.com/girls for tickets. Top of the order, Tel Marte, his 4th at bat with 3 groundouts, 0 for 3. A couple plays in center field, his first game in center field.
Nobody throwing in the Mariner pen, and again, I think probably a conversation between Lloyd and Felix when he came off the field. Felix telling him he felt fine. We have Nuno going in the game tomorrow. Not sure how deep he's going to be able to go, so a lot of the guys in the pen are going to pitch, so maybe he's going to try to get one more inning out of him.
Fouled off by Marte, 1-2. 2 more games in this series tomorrow night. Vidal Nuñez, first start of the season, goes against John Gray, who'll be making his big league debut. And then Taijuan Walker, coming off a fabulous performance in Minnesota, takes on Chris Rusin. Bud McClendon's ball club 10 games under 500, trying to get back up to that break-even point as Marte swings and misses. They're 2 down.
We'll get some chasing off speed, pitch down out of the strike zone, little breaking ball.
Mariners have left just 1 man on base tonight. That was in the first inning when they scored 4 times on 4 hits.
They're 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position tonight. It's just been a few innings since they've had a runner in scoring position.
4 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, 0s.
Rockies have the shift on with Kyle hitting. Kyle having a good night. He's 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. He's scored twice and driven in a run.
Outside. Home run for Kyle is 16th. 44th run batted in. Two and 1. The Texas game is a wild one. 7th inning. Texas leads 12-9. Outside. Another high-scoring game. You've got San Diego leading at Milwaukee 13-3. Mets beat Miami in Miami 12-1. Angels, they're trailing at home against Cleveland 3-0. Seager will take his base. How about Mr. Cruz? 3-1 pitch, second inning after Seager hit homer. He said, I can do that.
Line drive home run right over the 390 mark for Nelson, his 30th home run on the year, and he's now homered in 4 straight games.
Walt Weiss making a pitching change. Coming out to talk to you. Bergman.
Lengthy conversation.
It sure is.
Jerry Davis making a trip out to the mound now.
Gonzalez Herman is in the pen right now. It's pitching coach Steve Foster. Let's see what Cruz can do here. Pitch to Nelly for strike. Cruz enters tonight a .295 hitter against right-hand pitching with 21 homers. Added to that total tonight, Butler. Right hand. And he's behind 0-2. One. Cruz has been the backbone of the Mariners offense, leader in average, at-bats, runs, hits, total bases, homers, RBIs. Great year. He's going to get his share of MVP votes. Here we go, pitch. Fouled off.
Pretty good fastball in the outside corner at 91. And as if Nelson was going to try to hit it to right field. Short swing on that last fastball.
One-two pitch, runner goes. Throw by Hundley, not in time. How about Kyle Seager showing some legs? His second stolen base this season.
And he had a great jump. Watch how early he takes off. There he goes. Before he even started.
Gets away. Seager going to third. He's there safely. Meanwhile, Cruz is behind 0-2. Now he's got a full count.
And another breaking ball. This one in the dirt, gets away from Hundley. A good read by Kyle. And the Mariners tonight 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position as you see Seager slide into third.
Pitches him to third. 3-2 pitch. Takes it for ball 4. That's a heck of an at bat. Behind 0-2, and he works a walk. If Cano can do some damage here.
That was probably what the long conversation was about. Make a perfect pitch. If you don't hit your spot, miss off the plate. If you walk him, we'll live with that. And Walt Weiss going to make a pitching change.
Mariners trying to add to this lead as Gonzalez Herman getting ready to come on. 7-4 Mariners. Back with more in a moment. Outside Coors Field, and one hop your way home. Take Link Light Rail to the airport for just $3. Schedule available at soundtransit.org. Mariners with the lead as Gonzalez Herman takes over. Third pitcher tonight.
Only 13 appearances on the year for him. High ERA over 6. 16 in the third, 15 strikeouts, but 11 walks. He can get wild. Opponents hitting .290 against him. Has a good fastball. He'll be 94 miles an hour. Mix in a slider and a changeup.
2 outs, runners at the corners for the Mariners. Seager and Cruz both walked in front of Robinson Cano, who's 1 for 3. Last time up. Fly ball deep to center. That was caught on the track by Charlie Blackmon. Way inside at 96. 1-0. One big string on him there at 84 miles an hour. One. Oh, a 272 hitter against right-hand pitcher. 9 homers, 32 runs batted in. Entering tonight's contest. It's got a 2-1 count here. Cano rides one down into the corner. Stay fair. It does. Off the fence. Scoring is Seager. Working his way to third is Cruz. An RBI double for Robinson Cano. And the Mariners have taken an 8-4 lead. Second RBI night for Cano. Second RBI this evening. And that's his 25th double. Team leader. Turned that pitch around, didn't he?
It was impressive. It's a good fastball. It's actually in off the plate, and he's still able to get the barrel to it and keep it fair. It's a really good swing. He's at the base of the wall. Kyle Seager scored 3 runs tonight. Having a good night.
Stuff. A wall rattler by Robinson Cano. There's that second and third now for Seth Smith. 2 big runs out there, strike 1.
Mariners impressive tonight, 4 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
Great number. Great number for a team that came in hitting 212 runners in scoring position on the season. Two away and 2 on. Work by Hundley.
Watching, no, he's giving Cruz a tough time, asking him why he didn't score. That's some fun.
1-1 to Seth. Down low. 2-1 inning started. Felix grounding out the second on an 0-2 pitch. Marte struck out on a 2-2 pitch. Seager worked the count 3-1 walk. While Cruz was behind 0-2 in the count. Pitched very carefully to him in the process. Seager stole second and took third on a wild pitch. Cruz walks, and then Cano doubles home Seager, and Cruz gets the third. 2-1. He's got a pretty good changeup.
And the other part about this inning is Felix has been in the dugout for a long time. He's been able to rest. In the 6th inning, he threw 22 pitches, 19 strikes for him, but he's already at 100 pitches, so been able to rest in the dugout for a while.
So Smitty can come through with 2-strike base hit. 2-2 pitch. Stuck him out. Mariners pick up a run on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. Felix has an 8-4 lead. stretching your mind as you consider how a Washington's lottery win would change your bucket list. Play today. Beautiful night for baseball here in Denver, Colorado. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports Crew, first of 3 here. Mariners coming off the 2-2 start of this road trip in Minnesota. Felix has an 8-4 lead, and he's going to face 3-4-5 in the order here in the bottom of the 7th. Nolan Arenado, Carlos Gonzalez, and DJ LeMahieu. And these are 3 good hitters.
And you can see Felix now at 100 pitches, 72 strikes. He's thrown strikes all night. There's action out in the Mariner pen. It looks like Joe Beimel and Tom Wilhelmsen getting loose.
Arenado, 0-for-2 with a walk. Seager vacuums that up and away.
That helps.
Sure does. One pitch, one out.
Yep. Arenado hits this right on the button.
Rockies come in having lost 3 of 4 at St. Louis. Rockies have a record of 44-59. The Mariners at 48-58. One away brings up Carlos Gonzalez. 1-for-3. Wide to center, single to left, and a strikeout. I'm surprised Gonzalez is still here, given that they traded Tulowitzki and got a nice package of young kids. Did you think they would move him last week?
Well, that's a good question, and I thought about it, but I think as an organization, it would be tough to move both of those guys.
It was speculated upon, that's for sure.
Well, I'm sure they had plenty of phone calls about it. Another good changeup from Felix, down. It's been a good pitch for him tonight.
That long inning that the Mariners just had with 6 men to the plate, he gave Felix a chance to catch his breath, especially after he led off, put the ball in play. Look out. Oh, jeez, that got Zanino on a ricochet. Good grief.
Well, this really gets away from him. Take another look at it. Ends up getting both of them.
Felix, 5th time he's hit a batter this season. Taijuan Walker's hit 7, most on the team. 1 out, 1 on. Here's LeMahieu. He struck out 3 times. The last time, looking. Fouls that one. Strike 1. Felix looking to bounce back. He's pitched well after a tough outing last time out against Arizona. Paints that corner.
He still has a good fastball right on the corner at 93 miles an hour.
Mayu tied for 6th on base percentage. A good year, tied for 4th in multi-hit games.
For Felix, his season high as far as the pitch count goes is 114. He's approaching that at 108.
Interesting to see what he has to say about how the altitude may have affected him here tonight, if at all. They stopped by Zanino. Ball with 2 strikes.
And guys in the pen ready to go. Joe Beimel, Tom Wilhelmsen.
Marte shaded over towards right center for LeMahieu. 1-2 pitch. Fouled again. Well, throw a double play ball right here. 1-2. Strike three called. Got him. Golden sombrero for LeMahieu. He's K'd 4 times the last 2 times looking. 2 away here in the 7th.
Felix has done a good job mixing up his pitches, but his fastball command has been excellent tonight. That is right on the inside corner, and Lloyd McClendon out of the dugout. Felix now at 111 pitches, and it looks like that will be it for him.
9 strikeouts against 1 walk. Really a fine job by Felix Hernandez. He got knocked around by Arizona last week, and he comes back like the king he is tonight. He leaves after 6 2/3 innings. This is 9th strikeout. What a performance, and he got plenty of help offensively tonight here in Denver in this first game of a 3-game set. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Great effort tonight by the King, Felix Hernandez. 6 2/3, 11 hits, 1 walk, 9 Ks.
Joe Beimel's going to take over for the Mariners.
Felix giving up 4 runs, runner on base, his responsibility. That's Gonzalez. The pop-up, going back is Miller. He's in good shape, makes a play. We've seen Joe do this multiple times. 1 pitch, 1 out, inning over. Well done. 8-4 Mariners. Those folks there with their King Felix gear. Good to see that too. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Rate Sports crew with you as Jesus Montero is going to lead it off here in the 8th. Satisfied customers, you bet. Look at that. The King's crown. Get on TV, hear from the folks back home. Not bad.
Pretty good. Montero looking to add to his night. 1 for 3, has a couple of RBIs, scored a run.
Oh, 2 to Jesus. He'll be followed by Brad Miller and Mike Zunino. They're going to score 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Then they go scoreless innings 4, 5, and 6. And then Cano, an RBI double in the 7th.
Mariners taking advantage of a couple of walks in the 7th inning. Seager walk, Cruz walk, then the big double by Cano.
What a good pitch too as Montero strikes out. 2-way. Make that second strikeout for Herman. As we look at Jimmy Moyer, Hall of Fame Day coming up on Saturday. We induct him into the Mariners Hall of Fame. Get there early. Induction ceremony 12:30. Be one of the first 20,000 fans. Pick up a commemorative bobblehead of the Southpaw. Visit Mariners.com for tickets. Mariner colors in abundance here at Coors Field.
Herman has had a good changeup tonight.
Yep.
See him top out at 96, but his changeup has been a really good pitch for him. Good fastball in the corner at 95.
Brad is single, drove in a run in the first inning, homered in the third, struck out. He was third at bat. That was in the 6th. Missed outside, 2-2. Crowd of 33,107 here at Coors Field, which opened back in April of '95. Right, 2 to Brad. Mike Zunino waits his turn. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Back with a fastball, and Brad sends it to right field for a base hit. A 3-hit night for Brad Miller.
Pitches away from him, but he's able to stay with it long enough. Looked like the changeup. Stayed on it, hit it hard into right field. Mike Zunino step in. Logan Morrison out on deck, so he will hit the pitcher spot.
He's got a chance to swing the bat 3 times, put it in play twice.
Hit it hard his last time up.
He did.
Right at the second baseman. And after the game, that's what he will talk to all the guys about.
Good heater. Angels, who've lost 6 in a row, trail at home to Cleveland tonight, 3-0, bottom 4.
Looks like Tom Wilhelmsen is next up for the Mariners out of the pen.
Long hold, 1-1 pitch, steps off. Second 3-hit game from Miller this season. Last time he did it, June 26th at the Angels. Long run for Gonzalez. He's got room. 2 away, and that will bring up Logan Morrison. How about his pinch hit yesterday?
Oh, the double in the gap.
First pitch. Turn off the fence out target field, deep right field. He's got the bone bruise in the thumb. As a hitter, that's got to be murder.
It's tough. I mean, for him, I think more than anything, the pitches, fastballs inside are going to be tough. He's going to look for something out over the plate.
That's what impressed me yesterday about first pitch. Hey, I know I'm in a certain amount of pain. Let's see what I got. It was a good pitch in his area.
Breaking ball out over the plate. Yep. Rockies have the shift on with Logan hitting.
Well, one. Momo off the glove of Paulson as LeMahieu backs him up. That'll do it for the Mariners. They leave a runner stranded in the 8th. Tom Wilhelmsen will take over. 8-4 Mariners. The King with a big bounce back performance tonight, Mike.
They really pitched well, I thought. When you consider the ballpark and the offense of the Rockies, they're first in a lot of categories. Fastball command was excellent tonight. He had the good changeup, was still able to use his curveball. Didn't throw it as much in this outing as he did in his last outing, but 23 curveballs, 18 strikes with his curveball. And he had to throw 111 pitches, but it was a really good outing for Felix. 6 2/3, 11 hits. 4 runs, they were earned, just the 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, and again, 111 pitches, 80 of those for strikes. And now Big Tom Wilhelmsen will take over on the mound, pitch here in the 8th inning. For Tom on the year, 30 appearances for him, ERA just over 4, 36 strikeouts in the 35 1/3 that he has worked. Opponent's hitting .283, he's given up 2 home runs this year.
Everybody's ready, just need a hitter. Jerry Davis explaining something to Walt Weiss. Something's going on out in center field. Oh, the clock didn't start on time. I got you. But they just hit reset and it goes to 0. Come on,
I like your thinking. Tom's ready to go.
I mean, holy mackerel. Nick Hundley going to lead it off. 2 for 3 night. Scored a couple runs. Also has a stolen base. Bouncing ball to Miller. 1 out.
Logan Morrison going to stay in the game at first base. Austin Jackson takes over in center field, so Marte's evening is done.
And a couple plays out there look comfortable. One pitch, 1 out here in the 8th. Brings up Kyle Parker.
Keeping score at home. Tom Wilhelmsen goes in Montero's spot in the lineup.
You see Tom getting back a little closer to where he was as Vidal Nuno. He's going to start tomorrow. You see Wilhelmsen getting back to where he was last year. He's a 2.27 ERA. He comes in tonight with a 4.08.
Yeah, I think that what we're seeing is his fastball is getting better. That's a good one at 96 right there, and the command of it has been better. I think at times he's still looking for his curveball. Has a changeup he uses to lefties now, which I think will help him. That was the curveball.
2-2. Cruz backing up, 2 outs. So 2 away. Make sure you join us tomorrow. Twitter Tuesday comes your way. You're going to have 5 chances to win exciting prizes. We're going to be posting questions and want to hear from you. So be sure to watch and follow us on Twitter at RootSports_NW. For giveaway rules, visit us at rootsports.com. Daniel Descalso, the former St. Louis Cardinal. Pinch hit here. Pinch hit for Herman. We saw Descalso, what, our last trip to St. Louis, was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Swing and a miss.
And that's the changeup. Good pitch for Tom against lefties. Run his cutter in on their hands if he wants, or reach back through the 4-seamer at 96.
And it's playing pretty much straight up.
Tom was throwing a couple of pretty good fastballs. Able to get the call.
Two and 1. Colorado people muttering at that one, a call by Jerry Davis.
Call it even.
Duly noted. Three and 2.
It's like David Rollins, a left-hander, getting loose in the pen.
Line drive. Cruz has to play on a hop, base hit. Two outs. Top of the order, Charlie Blackmon, who's had a heck of a game, 3 base hits today.
That's on the changeup again at 87. Hit it hard into right field.
2 doubles, an infield single. 3 for 4 for Blackman, has driven in a run. John Axford leading up for Colorado. Base hit in the right. Another night for Blackman. Scalzo gets a third. All of this with 2 outs.
Well, this one he doesn't hit hard, just hits it right out front of home plate. It bounces over Morrison's head. Mike Zunino going to make a trip out to the mound. Reyes, a switch hitter.
Reyes has had 2 hits tonight. 2 for 4, driven in 2 runs. Rob Rasmussen getting ready. There's Mariner debut. Breaking ball, strike 1 to Reyes. Tom got 2 quick outs, and now it's giving up back-to-back base hits.
And Carson Smith starting to get loose in the pen.
Stopped by Mike. Runners at the corners. Good time ahead, 0-2. Big pitch here at 0-2. Runners at the corners. Swing, and it struck him out. Good curveball by Tom. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. Top of the 9th. Mariners lead at 8-4. Pitched into and out of trouble in the 8th inning. Mariners lead 8-4, and baseball fans, be sure to stick around after tomorrow's game, when we'll be bringing you the first ever Northwest Pioneer Minor League All-Star game from Spokane, Washington. Game's going to pit the top talent from the Northwest League against the best from the Pioneer League. For your local programming schedule, visit rootsports.com. New pitcher, John Axford.
Veteran right-hander, 35 appearances on the year for him. A 4.31 ERA, 31 strikeouts, 20 walks, and 31 in the third. It's a lot of walks for Axford. Opponent's hitting 250. He's given up 3 home runs.
Wonder what happened to Axford. He had the 46 saves in 2011 with Milwaukee, 35 the next year. I know there's some injuries mixed in and some ineffectiveness. He went to St. Louis, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and now Colorado, his first year here with the Rockies. Those 2 years, he racked up 81 saves in 11 and 12.
Yeah, and he was 98 to 100. See how hard he's throwing here tonight. Austin Jackson will get his first at bat. He came on for defense for Marte.
Axford 6'5", 220 out of Simcoe, Ontario, Canada, 32 years old. Went to Canisius College in Buffalo and is a Golden Domer. Went to the University of Notre Dame. Austin Jackson batting in the 6-hole in yesterday's game, 11th inning, came up with a huge base hit. With a 2-0 count, a base hit to left, drove in 2 runs. And he had been 0 for 8 against Casey Fiend. And he had been on an 0 for 9 road. That was a feel-good moment for him. .30 pitch. Center cut. Kyle Seager on deck. Center cut is what Jerry Davis saw it. Tracer didn't see it that way. How would you evaluate Jackson so far? And here we are in game 107. His hitting this season, Jackson, in game number 83 for him.
Well, I think he's come up with some big base hits. You mentioned the one that we were just in Minnesota, but I think for overall he's had a plan in the time spring training. He's one of the guys that has really let the ball travel, stayed up the middle the other way. So it's been better for him. Really struggled last year when he came over after the trade. I think that Dr. Lloyd probably would like to see him more around that 270 mark, but he's working his way there. As he steps in right now, he's at 254.
Axford ready, 3-2 pitch. Reyes throws out Jackson.
We have Kyle Seager. Kyle is 2 for 3 tonight. He's been on base 3 times. Scored 3 runs and driven in a run. Kyle hit his 16th home run of the season. Hit it out into the bullpen.
Also in his ledger, how about the stolen base? Nice work. 7th inning.
He had a great jump on it, too.
Second stolen base this season. Ernest got on the board first inning with 4 runs. Cano drove in a run. Montero drove in 2. Miller drove in another. Then in the second, back-to-back homers with 2 outs, Seager and Cruz. Third inning, home run Brad Miller. And Cano added an RBI double in the 7th. It looked like Axford's guiding the ball.
On his curveball. Yeah. A couple of curveballs to Kyle.
All 2 strikes. Rockies in the bottom of the ninth. We'll have 3, 4, and 5 coming up. Arenado, Gonzalez, and LeMahieu, their best hitters. Goes the other way, base hit. What a night for Kyle Seager. Good for him. 3 hits tonight, 3 runs scored. Good 2-strike hitting, too.
On a fastball, right at the top of the strike zone. Late swing after all those curveballs. His first fastball that he was able to see and elevated, going the other way. Edgar likes that. So third base hit of the night for Kyle. It was already scored 3 runs in this one.
Nelson Cruz, home run number 30 in the second inning. Base hit to center in the 5th. Cruz 1 for 1 against Axford. Now we trying to tack on a couple more here. 8-4 Mariners, top 9. 1 out. Seager first. One. Axford, the third man out of the bullpen for Colorado. 1-1. Hit hard. There's a base hit. Seager's going to get the third. Here's Cruz digging for 2. He's meat. And a 3-hit night for Cruz.
And it is hit hard. Center fielder shading towards right. Blackman has to cover a lot of ground, cuts it up. Kyle gets a third easily, but he makes a strong throw into second. Take another look at it.
Ellie out 8-4.
Yeah.
2 outs. Chance for Cano to pick up his 3rd run batted in tonight. He's got 2 hits, 2 for 4.
Mariners as a team have done a good job. They are 4 for 6 tonight.
Cano 0 for 1 against John Axford. Shift on against Cano. Long double. Off the fence out there in right field on a 1-1 pitch. Drove in a run in the 7th.
That was a good fastball, and it was in off the plate. Put a good swing on it to keep that ball fair, and he was able to do it, put a dent in the padding out there.
Hear Jerry Davis say, yes, you did. Steps out of the circle, compose himself.
Wonder if that oblique strain, trying to check his swing, if it bothered him a little bit.
Good point. 1-1. Strike 2. RBI out there for Cano. Runner at third is Seager. Pitch. And he strikes out. Mariners strand a runner. And here we go. Bottom 9. 8-4 Mariners. Thank you, Angie. McClendon making sure everything is set here for the bottom of the ninth. He's got Tom Wilhelmsen. Pitch to Nolan Arenado. Then you got the lefty swinging Carlos Gonzalez up next. Thought we have a pitch and change. And Rasmussen out there, along with Carson Smith. Arenado tonight, 0 for 3 with a walk. He's hit left field on the 1-0 pitch.
And that will bring out Lloyd.
So an 8-4 Mariner lead. Bottom of the ninth here, first of 3. And Rasmussen going to get his Mariners debut when we come back. Here in the bottom of the ninth inning. And Rob Rasmussen making his Mariner debut, 26-year-old, born and still lives in Pasadena, California.
Be our first chance to take a look at him, watching him warm up. He looks like he has a pretty good fastball and a curveball. And he's going to get one of the best hitters in the National League, Carlos Gonzalez, walking up to the plate.
Cargo today, 1 for 3, and he was hit by a pitch by Felix Hernandez. Runner at first is Nolan Arenado. Strike 1.
Starts him off with a breaking ball.
Front. Rasmussen coming over from the Toronto Blue Jays in the deal for Mark Lowe in the trade deadline. Just past Cano. First 2 men have reached.
Looked like 3 off-speed pitches in a row. Never showed him the fastball. Just off the outside corner. And that will bring Lloyd out of the dugout again. Going to make another pitching change.
Right-handed DJ LeMahieu. See Carson Smith, no doubt. But trying to play matchup games here. 8-4 lead for the Mariners in the ninth. a good offensive night for the Mariners. Take a look at these particulars.
But the Mariners having 3 hits, or 3 batters with 3 hits tonight. Seager with 3 hits, Cruz with 3 hits, both of them with home runs in the game. Brad Miller 3 hits and a home run. Carson Smith going to take over. 46 appearances for him, a 2.79 ERA, 55 strikeouts in the 42 innings that he has worked. Opponents hitting just 178 against him.
Carson came in to pick up Asashi Iwakuma in yesterday's game. Got the 3rd out, striking out Miguel Sano in the 9th inning. And pitched in Saturday's game, 2/3 of an inning. It was a 3-2 Twins win. He's got LeMahieu now. Phillies struck him out 4 times. Slider something else, isn't it?
Especially the right-handed hitters.
Granado at second. Gonzalez at first. Good speed. One. Carson ready with the 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's a quality strike here. Big pitch here, 2-1, 2 on, nobody out, 3-1. Paulson's on deck. Three-one pitch. In there, that's a big strike.
Well, this is an interesting pitch for me. He has a good fastball tonight. He'll be 93 to 95, but his best pitch to right-handers is the slider. We'll see what he wants to do right here.
3-2. There it is.
Not only did he go with the slider, but it was a well-located slider. We'll take a look at it. Be right off the outside corner, a little bit too close to take. A good pitch. I think a good choice for Carson also in that situation.
First time an opponent has K'd 5 times in a 9-inning game against the Mariners. That's the night LeMahieu just completed. Long run, Seth Smith, not going to get it. Base of the fence. That's going to score Arenado. That's going to score Gonzalez. 2-run double Ben Paulson. 8-6 ball game. And brings the tying run to the plate.
We'll take a look at first pitch fastball, middle away. And Paulson being aggressive drives it just short of the 390 mark out in left center field.
We've been wary of this, I don't know, since about the 3rd inning with the 7-1 lead. Here's Nick Hundley. 1 out runner at second. The dribbler goes foul. Sweating it out. Here's the 0-1. Good heater at 0-2. Rockies with 2 here in the 9th. They got 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th. Pitch way outside.
Every now and then, Carson, you can see him. He'll overthrow his slider, just pull it across his body. A little bit of that in Minnesota. He appears to have better command of it tonight, but sometimes you get ahead of a hitter and you want to throw the best one you have, and typically when you overdo it, you'll throw it for a ball.
Paulson at second, 1 out. 2 runs in, time's called. Fourth man out of the bullpen for the Mariners. Felix Hernandez, 6 2/3 of 11 hit, 4-run ball, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Bible threw 1 pitch, got an out. Paul Helmson pitched an inning. Rasmussen pitched to 1 batter, and Carson Smith, his second hitter. 1 run, those 2 runs are going to be charged with Rasmussen.
I knew that was probably going to bring Lloyd out because that was a great shot of Mike Zunino. First he put his hand on Carson, and then he basically grabbed him to hold him there and was having a long conversation. He apparently did not like the idea of what Carson wanted to throw, and Mike was trying to get him over to his side. So Lloyd came out of the dugout just to clean the conversation up. The main thing with Carson is whatever he's going to throw, you want him to throw with conviction.
You bet.
That was a great shot of Mike Zunino talking to Carson right there.
All in 2 strikes. Did not go as it took with Will Little. 2-2. Strikeout would be rather handy here. 2-2. Threw it wide open right side. Coming around is Paulson. We got a 1-run ball game. RBI Nick Hundley, his 3rd hit tonight. He was 3 for 5 with an RBI, his 37th.
And I really thought Carson would go back to the slider right there. After the fastball inside tied him up, they tried to go back in with the fastball again. This one is on the corner. Little inside-out swing. They hit it through the right side. They're playing up the middle. When you throw that fastball in there like you did at 94 and get the check swing, you're kind of speeding them up, so why not go to your best pitch again? See if you can get him to chase it.
8-7. Swing and a miss, and a big one by Kyle Parker, who's 1 for 4 with a run scored tonight.
Big breaking ball.
Rockies a number 3 scoring team in all of baseball as Brendan Barnes goes out the pinch run. Barnes represents the tying run. Michael McHenry, he's on deck. Pitch, line drive, right field, base hit. Barnes will get the 3rd with the tying run. Oh, brother.
And still just the 1 out, but we'll take a look at it. Pretty good pitch by Carson right there. That pitch is down and away. You have to give Parker some credit on that base hit. I think he could have placed his slider in a better spot. A little flare out into right field.
Michael McHenry now will be the hitter. 214 hitter on the season. 2 for 16 as a pinch hitter. Tying run at 3rd, the winning run at 1st.
And you have the leadoff hitter Blackman waiting on deck, and he has 4 hits this evening.
Swing and miss.
Another good slider from Carson. He's had a good slider tonight. See that last one right on the outside corner.
7th man to the plate here for the Rockies in the home 9th. 0-1 pitch. 0-2. Best pitch, right?
It's a slider. See if he can throw it again. 0-2. If he's going to throw it, he should throw it off the plate away. See if he can get him to chase it.
Big 0-2 pitch here. Did he? Wow, no serves. A little 1-2.
Take a look at it. Slider off the plate away.
Oh, boy. 1-2. Struck him out. Huge strikeout. Carson Smith. 2 down in a 1-run game.
Well, and he just stayed with the slider. All 4 pitches, sliders. That last one again just off the outside corner. Really a well-executed pitch. It's not over yet. Blackman's having a good night.
Far from it. Tough hitter.
4 hits tonight ties the season high for him.
Started the night 7th in hits in the National League. He has done a heck of a job adding to that total. Strike 1. Blackman, a first inning double to right, infield hit in the 3rd, reached on the fielder's choice in the 4th, RBI double to left in the 7th, and a single to right in the 8th. Talk about nail biter, 8-7. 0-1. Blackman, the 8th man to the plate here in the 9th inning. For Smitty, this will be his 21st pitch. That is going to be the ball game. A huge final out as Carson Smith finally puts the lock on it. 8-7 Mariners win. Felix is the winner. He's 13-6, and he sweated that baby out as much as anybody. And Lloyd giving some what for to the umpiring crew right now after he gets the win, and he is really hacked off. And
it's a check swing again. Not happy about it.
And that's Phil Cuzzy, who was in that crew where Lloyd had a beef about a month or so ago. He is really burnt. But the good news, Mariners win.
Yeah, scatter 18 hits, I guess. But again, they just always make it interesting in another 1-run ball game for the Mariners. But the bottom line is they get the win. What an outing for Felix Hernandez. I really thought he pitched well. They had to turn it over to the bullpen. But Felix throwing 111 pitches in this one tonight.